The man was reborn 3 days before the apocalypse began. His very first move? Dropping a fortune at a jewelry expo to buy an ordinary-looking stone. People mocked him, saying he was throwing money at the wrong thing, wasting it where it didn't matter. But only he knew. The stone was filled with crystal energy, an ultra-rare resource in the apocalypse that could give him a massive edge. And more importantly, he also possessed an ancient bronze medallion passed down in his family. Sealed inside, it was a mysterious tower. Each floor of the tower imprisoned savage beasts and fallen gods, monsters he could unleash to fight for him in times of danger. He remembered it all too well. In just 3 days, the world would fall. 90% of humanity would turn into zombies, and Earth would become a living hell. He didn't just have crystal energy. He also commanded the Black Bear Guardian once under Wanin's banner, the Battle Maniac, Leijinzi, a monster in human form, and by his side, the infamous Enchantress Daji, the one who brought down the Shang dynasty. Even a mysterious powerhouse from the celestial realm was backing him from the shadows. He would lead them to rebuild the world and rule the apocalypse. But no matter what power he gained, he could never forget the betrayal that burned deepest. The night zombies overran the city, his so-called brother stole his family's sacred medallion. And his girlfriend? She doused him in gasoline with a smile. See you in next life, Yang. Everything you owned, it's mine now. Then that bastard used his little sister's blood to activate the medallion. You like fire, right? Then burn with it. And with that, he tossed the lighter. Flames devoured him. He died in agony, vowing with his last breath, if there's a next life, I'll make you pay. Just then, a twisted voice echoed in his mind. Then let's start over, shall we? His heart began pounding. His right eye burst into flames. With a gasp, he shot upright in bed. No wounds. No fire. What the hell was that voice real? He quickly grabbed his phone. The date read July 1st, 2028. No doubt about it. He was back, 3 days before doomsday. He looked in the mirror. His right eye had turned a faint golden color. Was that the fire seed left behind when he burned to death last time? He opened the door and stepped outside. The streets bustled with life, as usual. But in just 3 days, this very city would become a living hell. In the face of survival, morality meant nothing. His best friend Shijun and his girlfriend Rulin had stabbed him in the back without the slightest hesitation. Just then, Rulin's name flashed on his screen. She was calling. Took you long enough to answer. What's wrong, Huiyin? Trying to break up with me now. Ah, there it was. The usual routine. Threatening to break up every time she didn't get her way in his past life. He'd grovel to calm her down. But now? Perfect. Glad you realize it. Wait, what? What did you just say? I said, we're done. I'm tired of this crap. You're not worth the effort. Bye. He hung up and blocked her number. Silence. Beautiful, blessed silence. Now it was time to focus. He had a world to survive and reshape. Meanwhile, Rulin slammed her phone against the wall. Huiyin actually hung up on me and blocked me? Oh, you got guts now. On her bed lay none other than Huiyin's good brother, Shijun. Wait, you think he found out about us? She asked suspiciously. No way. Rulin sneered. That idiot follows me around like a puppy. If I tell him to go east, he wouldn't dare go west. There's no way he knows. Shijun wrapped his arm around her and said, forget him. My dad just messaged me. He's asking me to collect old relics, stuff with spiritual energy. Says something big is coming. Relics? Oh, I remember Huiyin's family has some ugly old medallion. Been around for centuries. Shijun's eyes lit up. He grabbed her shoulders eagerly. Where is it now? With Huiyin's little sister, Xiaoyan. That stubborn fool will cool off and come crawling back to me. When he does, I'll make him hand it over himself. The scene cut to a sweet, innocent-looking girl. Brother, why do you suddenly need this? And you took a cab for 50 kilometers? Don't you have work today? Xiaoyan, do you trust your brother? Of course. Even if you're acting weird today, we've been through everything together. I trust you completely. Whatever you do, I know it's for my own good. Holding his sweet little sister in his arms, Yin gave her a gentle smile. All right, go pack up your things at school. You're coming home with me right now. Okay, I'll go right away. As she walked away, Yin clenched his fist silently. This time, he would protect Xiaoyun with his life. That medallion, because of it, both he and his sister were betrayed and killed by Shi Jun in his past life. What was so special about it? Suddenly, golden flame particles flickered in his right eye. One of them dropped onto the medallion, and it ignited in a blaze of golden fire. Through the flames, bold letters slowly appeared. Infernal prison. Boom! A thunderous sound echoed as a portal ripped open before his eyes, and Yin was instantly sucked in. Below him loomed a massive tower, bound tightly in iron chains. This was the tower. Each floor held terrifying monsters, twisted, savage, and deadly. Bolts of lightning rained from above, crashing down on the prisoners. Their shrieks echoed in agony, while the thunder kept falling over and over again. Yin understood. The lightning was meant to keep these monsters sealed. And then, a seductive yet chilling voice suddenly whispered by his ear. Scared? Who are you? This humble servant is Su Daji, here to greet the new warden of the infernal prison. This tower, infernal prison, was forged tens of thousands of years ago by decree of the former emperor, crafted by 12 immortal elders. Since then, countless beasts and fallen gods guilty of monstrous crimes were sealed inside, tortured daily by soul-burning thunder with no chance of reincarnation. And the medallion in Yan's hand, known as the Warden's Pardon, is the one and only key to unlocking the tower. That's why Su Daji called him the Warden of Infernal Prison. So, Warden, she purred, would you like to visit your prisoners? I could explain more as we inspect them together. I'll take you up on that. Yin nodded, and together they stepped toward the towering seal. The moment he crossed the threshold, a violent gust of blade-like wind slashed toward him. Watch out, Daji shouted, but Yan's eyes flared with golden light, and the deadly wind scattered before reaching him, blocked by invisible flames. Daji blinked in awe. So it's true. The flame in your eye, it's the Netherfire seed. That's how you reignited it and returned to life. I see. So the voice I heard before I died was you. She smiled coyly. I share a long connection with your family. Warden S, the guide spirit of infernal prison. I couldn't bear to watch you fall to traitors. Your fury and despair in your final moments awakened your latent power. I simply gave it a little push. And now, Yin finally understood the truth behind his rebirth. The apocalypse was coming, but this time he had awakened. This life, everything will be different. Yin gave a casual command. Daji, lead the way. The infernal prison had 5 levels, but with his current soul strength, he could only unlock the gate to the first. As soon as they stepped inside, his eyes widened in shock. Inside the cell was a giant black bear. Wasn't this the exact beast Shi Jun rode in his past life? The bear let out a deafening roar, and then instantly changed tone. Oh, you must be the new warden. Young and capable, just like the legend said. It's been thousands of years. We finally got a boss again. You just say the word, boss. I'm yours. Roar. The bear even puckered up like it wanted to kiss him. Yin was speechless. Even Daji looked stunned. Wow, shameless, you damn furball. Where's your pride? Get lost, the bear huffed. I wasn't done licking. I mean, greeting our new master. Just then, a cold, scornful voice rang out. Warden? What a joke. Without that medallion, you're nothing. You think I'd kneel? Let the thunder strike for another 1,000 years. See if I care. First Su Daji, now this talking bear. Were all the inmates here mythical monsters? Yin narrowed his eyes. The speaker had a bird-like face, and arcs of lightning danced across his body. Could it be Leijianzi? Daji clapped her hands with a sly smile. As expected of the warden, you recognized him right away. In this world, monsters are ranked by power: pawn, soldier, knight, general, commander, king, and saint. Right now, Yin was in the lowest level of the infernal prison, where only general-class beasts were kept. The higher the level, the stronger the monsters. Rumor has it, the top floor seals away a saint-class divine criminal. This servant once heard Lady Nuwa herself sigh, that in ancient times, there were beings above even saints, true gods, but they've long since vanished in the river of time. Warden, may you climb the ranks and one day command them all. Only now did Hua Yin realize he had underestimated the tower. If even the lowest level inmates were this powerful, what kind of monsters waited above? But no matter who they were, they would all serve him, Huiyin. In this apocalyptic world, power is everything. With your current soul power, this is as far as you can go, Daji explained. You'll need more soul energy to light up additional cells and reach higher levels. Unlike abilities, which you can gain by killing zombies or mutants, soul power can only be harvested from fallen gods. In 3 days, when the deities descend, that will be your hunt, Warden. For now, focus on preparation. That afternoon, Huiyin arrived in an old antique street. In his previous life, a lucky bastard bought a spiritual artifact here, a divine binding rope. With it, he rose to power overnight. But not this time. Sorry, pal. That treasure? It's mine now. If memory serves, it should still be sitting right there. And he wasn't guessing. With the Netherfire seed, Huiyin could sense the energy in any relic at a glance. At the same time, Shijun's father showed up on the same street, alongside a renowned appraisal master. Huh, isn't that Huiyin? What's he doing here? Shijun, remember this. Any friend you keep must be useful to you. Got it? Huiyin's the kind of idiot who values loyalty over logic. He's easy to manipulate. Something wrong, Mr. Song? It's nothing. Just saw a familiar face. He narrowed his eyes. Old Huang, let's keep looking. I'm counting on your sharp eyes. No problem, Mr. Song, the elderly appraiser replied. Though honestly, most of the stuff here's just decorative junk. Suddenly, his gaze locked onto a dusty little gourd. There it is, he whispered. That's the one. But before he could move, Huiyin, the shop owner, grinned from ear to ear. Ha, another sucker. That gourd's from the Ming Dynasty. It's got to be worth at least this much. He raised one finger. 10,000 yuan. 10,000? That's ridiculous. Let me take a closer look, Huang said, stepping forward, but Huiyin gripped the red string tightly. Look at this, boss. It's cracked, and this worn-out string is just tied on to cover it up. If you ask me, it's just a fancy replica. Maybe worth 100 tops. The shop owner's face turned dark. 100? Beat it. Don't waste my time. Old Huang lit up. In that case, let me have a look. Huiyin hadn't expected it to be this easy. But who would have guessed that unassuming little red string was none other than the legendary immortal binding rope. In his past life, his sister Xiaoyan had been kidnapped by the Song family. They stole his medallion and used her blood in a ritual. This time, he'd make sure those bastards paid for everything. There's a faint spiritual aura coming from this gourd, old Huang muttered. Definitely aged, this one's not just for show. But before he could finish, Huiyin's cheerful voice rang out behind him. Uncle Song? Wow, I thought you looked familiar. Didn't expect to see you in an antique market too. Ah, Huiyin, what a coincidence, Mr. Song replied with a smile. Didn't know you were into antiques, that be by the way. Shiju mentioned your family has a certain heirloom. We should chat about that later. But Huiyin suddenly raised his voice, sounding half crazy. Wait, Uncle Song, you're so rich. Why are you going after this little gourd? Is it actually something super valuable? Instantly, a crowd gathered. Isn't that old Huang? If he's looking at it, it must be legit. Boss, you said 1 grand, right? I'll pay 1,200. I'll give 2,000. We saw it first. Stop jacking up the price. The shopkeeper chuckled. You didn't buy it, so it's still fair game. Highest bid wins. 5 grand. I want it. In the end, Mr. Song had no choice but to fork over 17,000 to secure it. Damn it, I could have had it for 1 grand. That damn brat Huiyin tricked me into wasting all that money. Meanwhile, Huiyin smiled innocently. Uncle Song, you mentioned my family's heirloom earlier today, and I heard for sure Jun you also have a family medallion. Could I have a look sometime? Huiyin gave a goofy grin. Of course you can. Old Huang's eyes lit up. That medallion, may I take a closer look? No. Huiyin instantly dropped the smile. This is a family heirloom. You think I just hand it over like some street toy? Come on, Xiaoyan, Mr. Song coaxed. You and Shijun are such good friends. Let Uncle take a peek. Sure, June. Hui Yan's face turned cold. Sorry, I don't know anyone by that name. If there's nothing else, I'll be going. Wait, what do you want in exchange for a look? Hui Yan pulled out his phone and showed them a payment code. 1 minute, 10 grand, 0.5 minutes, 50 grand. No scan, no deal. Mr. Song gritted his teeth. Fine, I'll pay. Once the money came through, Yin casually tossed the medallion to old Huang. Knock yourself out. Meanwhile, he went full shopping maniac mode. In the apocalypse, supplies were king. And with the infernal prison acting as a free warehouse, he could just throw things into any empty cell for storage. That's when Dodgy popped up, flexing her usefulness. Warden / anything you store in here stays perfectly preserved. Even living things / though. I'm kind of craving some chicken. Hui Yin facepalmed. Of course the fox wants to eat chicken. Makes sense, actually. Right now, he was in full-on buy everything mode. Food, tools, anything useful. Into the cart it went. From the outside, people probably thought he was prepping to open a dam farm. His phone soon buzzed. Insufficient balance. He walked back to the stall, smiling like nothing happened. Time's up. 5 minutes are over. Want to extend your rental? Oh, and Uncle Song, you wanted to buy the medallion, right? Sure, why not? Hui Yin paused for dramatic effect. One price. 10 million. Both of them stared at him like he'd grown a second head. 10 million? Are you insane? What's the matter, Uncle Song? This medallion has been in my family for 1,000 years. It's a real antique, you know. 1 million really isn't that much. But hey, if you're not buying, I've got things to do. See ya. Mr. Song, the medallion does seem to be old. Maybe worth 500K, but that brat's clearly gouging us. Why don't we try bargaining? I bet we can get it for 10 grand. Old Huang, you've worked hard today. Go ahead and head home. The moment he left, Mr. Song's expression darkened, but he pulled out his phone. Sure, June, bring a few of our people. Track down Hui Yin and his sister. I want both them and that medallion intact. That little bastard dared to mess with me. My ancestor literally appeared in a dream. Told me to find ancient relics and prepare virgin blood for the ritual. I hesitated before. But if you stepped right into it, don't blame me for what comes next. But Hui Yin had already seen through everything. Finally showing your teeth, huh? I was starting to worry you wouldn't make a move. Shame I didn't squeeze more money out of you. But no rush, I'll collect every debt, one by one. Soon, Xiaoyan came out with her suitcase. Hui Yin took it from her and smiled. Come on, let's go home. Just then, Xiaoyan's homeroom teacher came running after them. Miss Bai, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? Xiaoyan, why did you suddenly leave school? Don't you realize you have a major exam tomorrow? It's critical for your future. I'm the one who asked her to come home, Hui Yin replied calmly. Sorry, but she needs to take a temporary break from school. The teacher's expression soured. So, you're her brother? Xiaoyan is the top student in our class that I heard her parents passed away, and you raised her yourself that I thought you were a responsible, steady guardian. But now, you're acting completely reckless. As her homeroom teacher, I do not approve of this. She has a bright future. You can't just throw it away. It's not that serious. We're just handling some things at home. But the teacher suddenly snapped. What could possibly be more important than school? Unless the world's ending, she should be in class. Her words stunned the whole group into silence. Even she faltered. What I mean is students should always. That's enough, Miss Bai. Thank you. You really are a great teacher. As a thank you, let me give you a piece of advice. When you go home, start stocking up on food, water, medicine, and weapons. And most importantly, prepare plenty of Shanqing pills. They might just save your life. Miss Bai blinked, completely baffled. Well, what are you talking about? Stockpiling supplies. You sound like the world's really about to end. I just hope Xiaoyun's not making a mistake. Meanwhile, Hui Yin pulled out a property deed from a drawer. Brother, what are you doing? Is something big about to happen? Hui Yin nodded, eyes firm. Yeah, but don't worry, I'll protect you. As he spoke, Hui Yin removed the medallion and gently placed it around Xiaoyun's neck. Keep this on you. I'm heading out. And no matter who knocks, don't open the door. Okay, I'll make dinner. Try to come back early and eat. With the medallion on her, Hui Yin could sense her status at any time. But right now, Priority number one was simple: make money. As soon as he stepped out of the elevator, he overheard Rulin hiding in the corner, whispering on a call. What? Xiaoyan left school, then head to Huiyan's place. He can't run forever. Got it. Keep him busy. I'm on my way. The moment she spotted him, she switched to a flirty tone. Huiyan, it's me. Jun wants to grab late-night snacks with you. We're coming over /. Without a word, Huiyan shoved her aside. What the hell, Huiyan? You're not actually trying to break up, are you? Stop being dramatic. I know you're jealous. That's why I came to see you. Okay. Huiyan swatted her hand away again, voice cold. Sorry. The fact that I was ever your boyfriend makes me sick. Do me a favor. Stay far away from me. Don't push it, Huiyan. You're really asking for it now. Huiyan smirked. Oh no. Someone dropped their ego on the floor. Better pick it up before someone steps on it. Where are you going? Get back here. To sell my apartment. What? That's your only place. Didn't you say it'd be our future wedding home? Yeah, well, I need cash. Selling it cheap. You want it? What the hell is wrong with him? Rulin thought that he's never been this cold. That apartment was left by his parents. Prime location. Easily worth $3 million, honestly. If it weren't for that house, I wouldn't have even dated him. She switched tones instantly. So, how much are you asking? Flat price. $1 million. That low? Don't tell me. You got in trouble and need to sell it off for debt. Of course I'll take it, but I don't have that much right now. How about I give you $300K up front and pay the rest later? Would I look like a fool? Full price. $1 million. Cash only. Not a penny less. Rulin sneered inside. That doesn't matter. Jun's guys will be here soon. Huiyan's as good as dead. All I need is to trick him into signing the deed. Fine. $1 million at his dot. Let's go to the real estate office now. Relax, Mom, she whispered on the phone. I'm just buying a house and getting a massive deal. The money will come back in no time. You're buying his apartment? After dating that loser, now you're paying for his house? That's our entire family savings. I know. Just transfer the money already. He won't be around much longer anyway. Huiyan glanced at his phone and said flatly, Done? I don't sign until the full amount hits my account. All right, transfer complete. Rulin grinned. Just hope you live long enough to spend it. Both of them were playing their own game. No one here was innocent. Once the apocalypse hits, Huiyan thought, this apartment will be worthless, and the $1 million you just lost? That was your last shot at survival. Rulin clutched the property deed, laughing like a pig. Haha, this is amazing. I hit the jackpot. Let's go celebrate at your place, she chirped. Huiyan smiled faintly. Yeah, let's celebrate. Meanwhile, Jun was leading a few thugs through a shady alley, bats and pipes in hand. Checked already. Huiyan brought his little sister home this afternoon. Perfect. He's not back yet. Let's drop by and have a friendly talk with the girl first. Inside the apartment, Xiaoyan was quietly chopping vegetables, completely unaware. Around her neck, the charm necklace faintly glowed red. Jun and his crew reached the front door, each of them wearing a creepy smile. Xiaoyan, it's me, your good OL brother Jun. Open up. Brother Jun, she paused, puzzled. What are you doing here? My brother's not home. Through the peephole, she saw his unsettling grin. Oh, I know, he said, voice oily. He went out to get stuff for hot pot. Told me to wait inside. Come on, open up, it's boiling out here. Just as she reached for the lock, her brother's words echoed in her mind. No matter who it is, don't open the door. She stepped back quickly. Brother Jun, I think I'll wait until my brother gets back. Jun's voice dropped, now filled with fake hurt. What? You're guarding the door against me? That's kind of rude, Xiaoyan. Come on, open up. Let's talk things through nicely. But no matter what sweet words he tried, Xiaoyan wouldn't budge. His eyes turned cold. Get the tools, he ordered. No problem, boss. One of the thugs grinned. We've cracked tougher locks than this in our sleep. Hey, that necklace, your brother's charm. Still wearing it? Yeah, Xiaoyan nodded. He told me to keep it on. What she didn't notice was the doorknob, slowly starting to turn. Good. That makes things easier. Bang. The door slammed open. Thugs stormed in like a pack of wolves. The lead guy grabbed her wrist. See? If you just opened up earlier, we wouldn't have to get rough. Stupid girl. Jun snatched the necklace from her neck with a sneer. So, This is the antique my old man wants? Perfect. Girl and the goods, all in one bag. Your brother's going to be on his knees by tonight. Brother June, why? Tears welled in her eyes. I thought you were his best friend. June chuckled darkly. Exactly. That's why it worked. Your brother's such a trusting idiot that I've got skeletons in my closet a mile long. He's just my perfect fall guy. Xiao Yun's face turned pale. No, this can't be. Oh, and without your bro, you think I'd ever meet a chick like Rulin? Dream on. Smack. The slap landed hard across her face. Shoo, quiet, little Xiao Yun. He leaned in, voice dripping with malice. Scream again, and I'll shove my dirty sock in your mouth. His lackeys howled with laughter. Damn, boss. Is she even legal? Want to double check before we start? They laughed like hyenas, high on power, but they had no idea death was already at the door. Ever heard of a pleasure palace made of wine and flesh? Daji's voice slithered into the room. Then, a blinding light burst from above, forcing everyone to cover their eyes. When they opened them again, they were no longer in an apartment. They were in a neon-lit pool party. Each man was being served by a stunning bikini-clad beauty. Master backslash, let your maid take care of you backslash. June's face lit up. Ha! Heaven. This must be heaven. Then, the girl's eyes turned blood red. But none of the men noticed, blinded by lust. Truly, my king, meat tastes best when it's your own flesh. That line chilled their spines. Suddenly someone screamed, wait, this isn't wine, it's blood. The fantasy shattered. This wasn't paradise. This was hell. Daji stepped forward, revealing her true form. Not happy with the menu, my king? How about Bygone's heart? Or Bo Ikao's ribs? Or maybe the eyes of a loyal minister? Choose your entree. The men collapsed, screaming and crawling, trapped in their personal nightmares. Meanwhile, Xiao Yun remained inside the room, utterly confused. She had no idea what horrors were unfolding outside. Ghost my ass. A voice roared in fury. We've killed people before, and now you're scared of a few illusions? Damn it, is this stupid token actually cursed? Come on, kill me then. It's just a worthless trinket. Total junk. But the moment he said that, a purple claw emerged from the surface of the token. With a sudden swipe, it slashed across June's face. Blood sprayed everywhere. He screamed in pain that if his hair were red, people might have thought Shanks from One Piece had just made a cameo. The token dropped from his trembling hand. At that exact moment, Xia Yin walked in, casually picked it up. Well, it looks like I showed up just in time for the party. The thugs turned in shock, fear flashing across their faces. Don't let him get away. Take him down. They charged with baseball bats raised high. Warden, the token's soul energy is drained. Blame that idiot Lazenzi. He had to pull that flashy move. Black Bear pouted. I didn't even get a chance to show up. Xia Yin sneered. Show up? Bro, with your size, you'd collapse the whole building on entry. This kind of small fry? Not worth Black Bear showing up. Let me try on my power instead. Boom! A massive burst of flames surged toward the thugs. Screams echoed instantly. Ah, what the hell is this? It's burning. Someone put it out. My hands. They're on fire. The scene left June and Ruolan completely dumbfounded. What the hell is going on? Xia Yin, you can use magic? Don't come closer, Xia Yin. June's your best bro. Show some mercy, man. Mercy. Xia Yan's eyes narrowed. You broke into my house, threatened my sister, stole my family heirloom. And Ruolan, you fake ass, which you were in on it too. And now you talk about mercy? Makes me sick. Xia Yin, no, it's all a misunderstanding. You got it wrong. June, try to salvage things. Ruolan, you're his girlfriend, right? Go calm it down. You two are getting married, remember? I was even going to be the best man. He pulled out a knife behind his back as he spoke. Ruolan chimed in sweetly. Yes, Xia Yin. You said you wanted to marry me, right? I'll even waive the bride price. Bet that makes you happy, huh? You've lost everything, and I still want to marry you. Just tell me how you got these powers, okay? I love you forever. Classic Ruolan. Even now, still scheming. But she miscalculated. June suddenly lunged forward with the knife. Die, you bastard. Flames exploded from Xia Yan's eyes, and June was blasted across the room like a rag doll. I used to wonder why I awakened fire powers, but now I get it. This world is just too filthy, filled with scum like you. So I'll burn it all until there's nothing left. Meanwhile, inside the ancestral hall of the Song family, descendants knelt in prayer. Ancestors above, I, Song Tian, humbly ask for blessings. May our clan rise higher and thrive. Suddenly, one of the ancestral tablets began to glow with a sinister red light. Spirit energy, ancient sorcery, virgin blood. The sacrifice must begin. Bring me forth. Yes, ancestor, please be patient. We'll prepare the rest right away. The apocalypse will begin in 3 days. Prepare swiftly. 3 days. Song Tian's face twisted in shock. Is that what you mean, ancestor? The end of the world is truly coming. Servants, stock up on food and water immediately. And tell Sure June to bring the girl. We begin the sacrifice now. Bang! The door was kicked wide open. Don't bother. I brought myself. Standing at the entrance was Xia Yin. At his feet lay a charred and groaning Sure June. You dare harm my nephew and barge into our ancestral hall. You think this is a place for street rats? Kill him. As the henchman rushed forward, Xia Yin calmly stepped into the room. He closed his eyes for a moment, then snapped them open. From his right eye, golden light burst forth. Red dots appeared on the foreheads and chests of every attacker. In Xia Yan's vision, their movements slowed to a crawl. Combined with his blinding speed, they looked like frozen targets, and he took them down one by one, effortlessly. Moments later, he stood before Song Tian. Good evening, Uncle Song. Behind him lay a pile of groaning bodies, defeated and broken. Song Tian was shaking with fear. Why you? You're dead meat. He pulled out a handgun with trembling fingers. But in the very next second, a red dot appeared on the barrel of the gun. Snap! Xia Yin snapped his fingers. Boom! The gun exploded in Song Tian's hand, sending sparks flying. Song Tian screamed and dropped to his knees, blood trickling from his palm. Xia Yin smirked. Uncle Song, don't play with gunpowder. It's dangerous. Might set a bad example for the kids. Though Xia Yan's power was still at Tier 1, his Netherfire Seed was no joke. He could control 10 gallons of flame in a 2-meter radius for about 10 seconds. And if explosives were nearby, even better. Realizing the tables had turned, Song Tian knelt down and screamed toward the altar. Ancestor, the Song bloodline is at risk. Please, manifest and save us. Instantly, flames erupted as a blazing figure emerged. I am Xingho Huoda, the fire star god of ancient constellations. Kneel, Valpest. Without warning, 2 blazing fire streams surged at Xia, and he spat blood, barely managing to shield himself by dropping to one knee. Meanwhile, Song Tian's wounds vanished, the pain gone. His men's flames also flickered out. Haha, the fire god has descended. Righteous might will crush you. Xia Yin, you're dead. The old god stood tall as the ground trembled beneath his feet. Compared to him, Xia Yin looked like a mere insect. And in that moment, Xia Yin finally understood. So that's how the Song family always knew what was coming in the apocalypse, that IT was this old geezer working behind the scenes all along. What he thought would be a quick relic heist had turned into a hell of a surprise. Before Xia Yin could react, the ancestor of the Song family stomped his foot down like a meteor. Thankfully, Xia Yin was quick. He dodged just in time, but the ground still caved in from the impact. Furious his strike missed, the old man began charging a devastating punch. With a roar, he slammed his fist into the ground, shaking the entire temple. Watching from the side, Song Tian smirked. Ha! That punk must have been crushed to mush. Serve him right for showing off. But the next moment, his smug face froze. Xia Yin was standing tall, on the back of a massive, fierce black bear. With a calm sneer, he said, "You were saying, who's dead again?" Turns out, the G had jumped in at the last second to save him. My lord, that fire god is no ordinary entity. He's a primordial flame spirit. He's fed on your enemy's family worship for over 1,000 years. He's this close to descending in the flesh. If you can capture and absorb him, your flame power and soul energy will skyrocket. The issue is the Warden's token doesn't have enough soul energy left. unless you're willing to bet everything. Xia Yan's eyes lit up. I like bets. Tell me the rules. You'll have to channel your own soul into the warden's token, De Ji explained. Then you may summon one of us to assist in slaying the god. But know this, soul power is your very essence. If you fail to capture him, and your soul isn't repaired in time, you'll vanish forever. And the one you summoned might just seize the chance to break free and never return. De Ji smirked. So, Warden, are you placing your bet? Xia Yan chuckled coldly. Why would I need a bet? The next thing he did shocked even De Ji. I've already fused the Netherfire seed into the Warden's token. If I die, the fire will erupt and the token will be destroyed. No token, no one can ever unlock the Demon Suppression Tower again. And if that happens, none of you will ever see daylight again. So if you want to live, you better make sure I stay alive. Without waiting, he began channeling his own soul energy. A blinding light burst from the top of the tower, tearing into the sky. Prisoners inside the tower began screaming. It's the exit. Let us out. Move. Xia Yan roared, now summoning. The great guardian of Mount Luojia, the black bear's spirit, fight at my side. Clack, clack, clack. The massive gates of the cell swung open. Blackie, don't mess this up. If the warden dies, we're screwed, someone shouted from the depths. Outside the tower, the bear's body swelled larger and larger. Then he slammed a fist in a fire god's chest, nearly knocking his soul loose. The bear howled with joy. I'm finally free. This feels amazing. Ha 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 ha. Xia Yan smacked him on the head. Cut the drama. Focus. I don't have much soul energy left. You trying to get me killed? Black Bear straightened his back. Got it. Warden, you picked the right guy. I'm your most loyal fighter. Ha ha ha. A low-tier, elemental god dares to block this mountain guardian's path? Hand over that fire essence and kneel punk. With that, he launched into a brutal beatdown. Fire deity was pummeled like a rag doll. Just as he tried to summon flames, another punch shut him up fast. My true form has descended across realms. I can't fight at full power. Retreat for now. The old fool wasn't dumb. He turned to flee, but Xia Yan wasn't letting that happen. In the next instant, the binding rope flew out and latched onto the deity. Trying to run? Too late. You're my prey now. Snap, snap, snap. In a blur, the fire deity was tied up tighter than a Christmas ham. Song Tian froze, his face pale. In no way. Ancestor. Fire god. Then his eyes widened in horror. That rope. That's the one from the gourd. Xia Yan chuckled. Uncle Song, you really helped me out. Thanks to your generous trade, I walked off with this binding rope. Much appreciated. Song Tian looked like he could drop dead from rage. Ancestor, please. Meanwhile, the fire deity let out a blood-curdling scream. Moments later, his form shattered, leaving behind a blazing fire essence. Xia Yan snatched it from the air. This is exactly what I came for. Xia Yan looked down at Song Tian with a half-smile. How about we make a deal? To keep the Song family name alive. How much are you willing to pay, uncle? Song Tian clenched his jaw, staring at the pitiful mess that was his son on the ground. Song Shijun, barely conscious, whispered in his arms, Dad, did you really give him everything? But the apocalypse, it's almost here. Song Tian muttered coldly, Keep this quiet. Sell off all our properties. Liquidate everything. Stock up on rice, water. There's a fallout shelter under my villa in the suburbs. Reinforce it now. Also, tell Mr. Huang to keep buying up ancient relics, no matter the price. Xia Yan may have gained powers from this mutation, but he's just one man. If our family seizes this opportunity, the apocalypse could actually be a blessing in disguise. I'll make sure Xia Yan lives a life worse than death. Meanwhile, Xia Yan stood outside a pharmacy, staring at his phone. 28.96 million yuan in the account. He sneered. If I had more time, I could have squeezed even more out of the songs. But right now, speed matters most. He walked in and dropped the bomb. I want 1 ton of Shanqing Dan. The shop girl nearly choked. A T-ton? You gotta be kidding. That's just a basic herbal remedy. Xia Yan's gaze sharpened. You selling or not? I can go elsewhere. Selling. Of course we are. But for that much, We'll need 2 days to restock. Also, it won't be cheap. I'll pay 20% more. I want to buy tomorrow night, Xia Yin said calmly. As he walked down the street, his steps steady, 10 tons of Shanqingdan had already been wiped clean from every local pharmacy. He'd even placed massive online orders. Who would have guessed, in the chaos of the coming apocalypse, the most critical resource would be this ordinary little herbal pill? Memories from his past life surged back. He lay curled up on the cold floor, trembling uncontrollably. It hurts. I think I'm dying. Xiaoyan knelt beside him, crying, I'm sorry, bro. I couldn't get the Shanqingdan. It helps awaken abilities and slows zombification. If only we stock more. Don't give up. I'll find another pharmacy farther away. No, don't go. Xiaoyan struggled to rise, shouting in desperation. It's too dangerous outside. But she never returned. She was captured by the Song family, and all Xiaoyan could do was scream helplessly into the night. Now, reborn, he quietly entered her room, staring at his sleeping sister. He gently tucked her in, eyes burning with determination. Asterisk this time, I won't let tragedy repeat itself. Asterisk. As for the Song family, they only knew the apocalypse was coming, so they hoarded food like mad. But they had no idea the most valuable resource in the early stages was awakened ability users. And now, with Shanqingdan in his hands, Xiaoyan had the power to form his very own army of gifted fighters. He pulled out the fire crystal stone and whispered, Netherflame, ignite. Instantly, the crystal burst into flames. He sat cross-legged, calm and focused, as the fiery energy surged into his body. A massive lotus of fire slowly bloomed in front of him. Golden light shot out from his eyes, and within his pupils a lotus mark began to glow. Congratulations, my warden, the G's sultry voice echoed in his mind. The nether flame has evolved into the red lotus flame. Nothing can block you now. Not barriers, not sorcery. Even my pleasure chambers will be yours to conquer someday, /. Oh, and your ability has just advanced to Tier 2. Your control over flame, its shape, its form, it's now sharper than ever. Xiaoyan summoned his flame and shaped it into a blazing spear. The fire essence turned out to be even more powerful than he'd imagined. Warden, next time, be sure to summon OL Bear again. Black Bear laughed heartily. Finally got some fresh air. And hey, my sin level dropped to 90. That means I get an extra slab of meat with every prison meal. Wahaha! The G pouted on the side, her voice dripping with jealousy. Tisich sold out for a piece of meat? How pathetic. Xiaoyan sighed and shoved them both aside. Can you two shut up for a second? Just then a cold, arrogant voice echoed, Thunderchild. Oomph, you bunch of lapdogs sell out for scraps. Boy, don't even think about summoning me. If you do, I'll just stand by and watch you die. Or better yet, break free and escape. Xiaoyan smirked. Nice bluff, Thunderchild. But as my powers grow, I'll unlock more cells. And if I find someone stronger than you, why should I bother calling your name? Sooner or later, it'll be you begging me to summon you. With that, he walked off. Back in the real world, Xiaoyan looked up at the blood-red moon hanging in the sky. Tomorrow is doomsday. I'm running out of time. He checked his bank balance. Still over 20 million left. Just enough for what he needed. At sunrise, he headed straight to the jewelry exhibition. Standing before a display case, he stared at a dull-looking stone with a faint smirk. There you are. In the apocalypse, common supplies could still be looted. But ability crystals, the key to upgrading powers, could only be harvested from killing zombies. And this stone was packed with enough crystallized energy to take him straight to Tier 3. In his previous life, this stone ended up with some so-called lucky guy. That dude got a head start and rode the wave to the top. But this time, Xiaoyan smirked. That luck is his now. The auction kicked off with a jade stone valued at 1.3 million. Then came the second item, Xiaoyan's real target. The glamorous auctioneer smiled and announced, Ladies and gentlemen, this uncut stone holds immense potential. Based on our scans, it's expected to yield top-grade jade worth at least 5 million. The bids climbed fast, reaching 4 million in no time. Suddenly, a blonde guy shouted, 5 million! The crowd murmured in agreement. Classic Brother Hao, calling the ceiling price right off the bat. It's Ehao Group, better show some respect. Hearing the praise, Blondie puffed up with pride. Thanks everyone. Drinks are on me next time. Just then, Xia Yin strolled in from the back and casually said, 6 million. Blondie froze. Who the hell is this guy? He muttered, staring at the student-looking stranger. Never seen him before. The auctioneer hesitated. Sir, this auction is members only. We require a bank black card for entry. Xia Yin didn't say a word. He simply flicked out a gold black bank card. Any problem? The guy with glasses gasped, recognizing it instantly. That's a gold-tier black card worth tens of millions. Is he from one of the big clans? The auctioneer quickly adjusted his tone. This gentleman has offered 6 million. Any higher bids? Blondie wasn't having it. 7 million. Kid, give Brother Hao some face. Let's not make things awkward. Xia Yin didn't even look at him. 10 million. The crowd exploded in whispers. That's way over the estimated value. He's not bidding. He's declaring war. Blondie scoffed. I'm not wasting breath on him. Let him play the big shot and burn his money. He's just a dumb rich sucker. Hey kid, what's your name? Xia Yin. Blondie sneered. All right then, Xia Yin. I'll remember you. You got guts. In the end, Xia Yin won the bid at 10 million. Holding the rough stone in his hand, he finally felt at ease. He'd secured the prize. The next item went up for auction, but he had already lost all interest. Suddenly, a sharp scream rang out from behind. What is that? A monster! Help! Xia Yin turned around sharply. Within a swirl of purple mist, a shadowy figure was darting straight toward him. His eyes widened. It was a snake-bodied, human-headed abomination, charging directly at the stone in his hand. The creature had emerged from a decorative jade fan. Most likely, the fan had been placed near the stone before the auction, allowing the spirit inside to sense the energy within. With the apocalypse drawing near, the evil spirit inside the fan had awakened. Chaos was only beginning, and this incident was just the appetizer. Blondie was just as stunned. What the hell kind of freak is that? The monster lunged straight at Xia Yin, and Blondie instinctively shouted, "Watch out!" But the next second, his jaw nearly hit the floor. Xia Yin had already grabbed the creature by the neck, holding it in midair. It let out a raspy, choking sound, completely immobilized. In a last-ditch effort, the monster swung its tail fiercely toward him, but Xia Yin had already anticipated it. His eyes flared with fire, and with a deafening boom, the monster was blasted into pieces. All that remained was a shimmering purple crystal, which Xia Yin casually absorbed. He frowned slightly, just a low-level fiend, not nearly enough power. Blondie, on the other hand, dropped to his knees. Holy crap, Xia Yin, he's a master. I'm gonna worship this guy. I need to make him my teacher. Cut to Xia Yin's apartment building. Boxes and crates were already piling up downstairs. Excuse me, coming through. Neighbors looked on in surprise. All of this is Xia Yin's? Is he opening a supermarket or something? He's a good kid, quiet and polite. Maybe he's trying to start his own business again. But a chubby Annie scoffed from the side. Kids these days think they can do anything. Just wait. He's gonna lose his shirt. Someone teased. Didn't you want to rent his storage room to open a shop? Annie Zhang? Huh, that dump? I wouldn't even look at it twice, she snapped. Meanwhile, Xia Yin was inside, checking his inventory. Just spent the last of my cash. What else do I still need? Mr. Xia, your order's been delivered. Want to double-check the count. Also, another truckload will arrive tomorrow. It might not all fit in your warehouse. That's fine. I'll pick it up directly from your distribution center. See you then. Auntie Zhang gritted her teeth. Another truck tomorrow? That brat's really cashing in, huh? No parents, no manners, and he dares get rich right under my nose? That warehouse should have been mine. Just then, Zhang Dama's grandson suddenly said he needed to pee, and, of all places, he chose to do it right outside Xia Yan's warehouse. Without asking, he twisted open a nearby faucet. No manners whatsoever. Zhang Dama grinned proudly from behind. Ah, little Bao's such a big boy. He can pee all by himself. Xia Yan, kids don't know any better. You won't mind, right? Her smug expression showed zero remorse. Xia Yan didn't hesitate. He grabbed the kid and tossed him straight back at her. The pea splashed all over her. Xia Yan, what's wrong with you? He's just a child. You're a grown man picking on a kid. The boy lay on the ground bawling. Xia Yan replied coolly, yeah, I do mind. Then he yanked down the roller door with a bang. Zhang Dama was fuming with rage. Her grandson kept yelling, Grandma, I want to play with firecrackers. That gave Zhang Dama an idea. Of course, sweetie, Grandma will get you some. Tonight, we'll set off a whole bunch. A twisted grin crept across her face. If a stray spark happened to land on that warehouse, what a shame that'd be, huh, Xia Yan? Meanwhile, inside the warehouse, Xia Yan looked over the mountain of boxes. Perfect. Everything's here. He activated the suppression tower, summoning a vortex that swallowed the boxes one by one. A moment later, dozens of crates dropped into the tower's inner space. Daji squealed with excitement. So much stuff? Finally, I can feast like a queen. Xia Yan instructed Daji, find an empty cell and organize all the supplies. You got it, Warden. Leave it to me. Daji chirped excitedly. There are still plenty of live animals in here. We can build a livestock pen near the edge of the tower. Xia Yan's expression turned serious. The apocalypse is coming, and no one knows how long it'll last. I'll bring in more live creatures. At the very least, it's a way to preserve a spark of human civilization. Just then, Black Bear chimed in, Warden, what you really need is farmland. When famine hits, seeds and soil are more precious than gold. As long as you've got those, life can go on. Xia Yan nodded thoughtfully. I've stocked up plenty of seeds, but where do I get soil? Then a spark lit in his eyes. Wait, I've got it. Be right back. Moments later, he arrived at the city outskirts. The evening sky was ablaze with a beautiful sunset. He glanced down at the ground beneath his feet and activated his power. A sand and soil vortex erupted beneath his palm, sucking up large swaths of earth into the suppression tower. Stop! That's enough! Daji screamed from inside. We're running out of space. Warden, your soul power isn't strong enough yet. The inner space is too small. We're about to be buried alive in dirt. Xia Yan had no choice but to stop. A massive pit had already formed beneath his feet, with over 20,000 kilograms of soil collected, but it still felt like far from enough. After the apocalypse, even the land would become corrupted. Untainted fertile soil like this would be priceless once the world changed tomorrow. But time was short. Without delay, he sat down and began cultivating again. A glowing lotus bloomed in front of him. Cut to Zhang Dama, grinning sinisterly. Xia Yan, let's see how you die tonight. Her grandson had stolen a mirror off the street and gifted it to her. Instead of scolding him, she praised, what a clever boy. But in the next moment, the mirror reflected a green-skinned monster with razor-sharp fangs. The old woman was so terrified, she lost control of her bladder and bowels. What she didn't see was the twisted grin on her grandson's face. Didn't you say you love looking in mirrors? Didn't you say I could do whatever I want? Then why don't you look? Go on, look into it. Zhang Dama turned back to the mirror and froze in fear. No, no. In the next instant, the unthinkable happened. The monster lunged out from the mirror, maw wide open. Her body began to twist grotesquely, a sinister purple aura rising from her skin. Hee, so fun. This is so fun. Granny, let's keep playing. Zhang Dama was no longer human. Her eyes glowed blood red, and her voice dripped with madness. Come here, Xiaobao. Granny loves you. Tentacles exploded from her body, wrapping tightly around the boy. He shrieked in horror, no. Stop. Let me go. Meanwhile, the streets were filled with looming shadows. A chilling wind howled, and eerie wails floated through the air like whispers of the dead. Cut to a dockside warehouse. Heavy clouds rolled in, and the sky looked ready to burst with rain. Suddenly, a shout came from a fishing boat anchored nearby. Hey, something's wrong. We hauled up a whole net full of freak fish. The fish were covered in festering sores, and their mouths bristled with sharp fangs. What the hell? You think this is edible? Damn it. Must be those radioactive leaks from the Japs again. The ocean's gone mutant. The sky quickly turned pitch black. All right, time's about up. Lao Wu, hand me the warehouse inventory. But he didn't notice. Lao Wu's hand had turned an ashen gray and was trembling uncontrollably. Worse still, a strange laugh crept from his lips. Lao Wu, you good, man? Catch a chill or something. Want to take the day off? Just then, the sound of heavy footsteps echoed outside. The man turned his head. A group of burly men was standing behind him. Who are you? We heard the entire city's supply of Shanxing pills is stored here. The man quickly explained, these have already been purchased by a client. If you're looking to buy, I can. Take it all. The man was cut off mid-sentence. Hey, what are you doing? Stop right there. But one of the burly men grabbed him by the shoulder and hurled him toward his buddies. Move fast. Take everything. Suddenly, a hand shot up and grabbed one man by the ankle, then sank its teeth into his flesh. Blood sprayed everywhere. The man had turned. He'd completed the zombification and become one of the infected. The others instantly realized the danger and fell into combat formation. Without hesitation, they pounded the zombie with everything they had. Within seconds, the creature was lying motionless on the floor, gasping for breath. One of them called out, "Boss, you all right? Forget it, just grab the pills. Anyone gets in our way again, we'll..." A cold voice suddenly cut through the air from behind them. Do what? Kill someone. Summer Yin stepped forward, eyes cold. All that's mine. Paid in full. And what? You're trying to rob me now. The world hasn't ended yet, but you guys are already rushing to die. One of the men smiled slyly and changed his tone. Look, buddy, no offense, but the entire logistics dock and this industrial park belong to our boss. Since your goods haven't shipped yet, why not cut us a little slack? Name your price, and we'll make it worth your while. Summer Yan's voice was icy. Sorry, not for sale. You've got 1 minute. If you're still here after that, don't blame me for what happens next. His gaze shifted to the fallen corpse on the ground. Zombification had already begun. The group clearly didn't plan to leave quietly. The guy in sunglasses stepped forward and threw a punch, only to strike thin air. Summer Yin had vanished before their very eyes. A split second later, they looked up. He was now standing atop a stack of crates, looking down on them with cold eyes. Summer Yin popped open a box, revealing neatly packed canned fish and crabs. All right, you said this whole dock belongs to your boss? Then tell me, do these goods belong to him too? The man broke into a cold sweat. What do you want? Summer Yin chuckled. Learning from the West to resist the West, right? Figured I'd try a little robbery too. As he spoke, a thunderous boom erupted from the warehouse, followed by a shower of sparks flying into the air. Elsewhere in a European-style villa, a sharp female voice cried out, "What did you just say? Not only did we fail to retrieve the meds, we lost all the other goods too." The woman, gorgeous and draped in a striking red leather coat, narrowed her eyes. That guy, he's got powers. He's not human. He's a damn monster. After he shut the warehouse door, he vanished. By the time we managed to bust in, it was completely empty. Everything gone. I see. So what's his name? I caught a glimpse of the delivery info. His name's Xia Yan, the man in sunglasses replied. Xiang, the woman repeated thoughtfully. An awakened? With some kind of spatial storage ability? If I could seize that power, her eyes gleamed with calculation. She was already plotting against him. Suddenly, the man doubled over, vomiting violently. His skin turned an ashen gray, fingernails elongating grotesquely. He was turning into a zombie. The toxins already reached his brain. Even a supreme pill won't save him now. Toss him out and burn the body. Don't let him touch anyone. And don't get near his blood. Before she could finish, the zombie lunged at her. With a swift motion, she struck a crane stance. A nearby window burst open with a snap, and countless vines surged in, skewering the zombie midair. The creature howled before being yanked outside, shredded into bits. Turns out this seductive woman was an awakened too. The man in sunglasses was stunned. Boss, you, calm down, the woman replied calmly. This is only the beginning. Keep hunting for medicine, stockpile weapons. Use the logistics warehouse as our base. We've got the coastline at our back. Fortify the front. Call in all available personnel. Get ready mentally and physically. Meanwhile, Xia Yin stared at the supreme pill in his hand and muttered, All right, time to take it. From now on, The water and air are contaminated. Only drink bottled mineral water. Avoid skin contact with anything else. Take 3 Supreme pills daily for resistance. If you feel even a chill, report to me immediately. Bro, don't you think it's time you told me what's going on? Yeah, Xiaoyan nodded. Let's talk while we walk. I'll take you somewhere. It's my first time outside since school closed. Why does it feel so creepy out here? Probably because all the ghosts and monsters are finally showing themselves. As they passed by Aunt Zhang's house, a creepy mumble echoed from inside. Slurp, all eaten, still hungry. Why? Why do they have everything? Why does no one share with me? It's all mine. It's supposed to be mine. I want it all. I want everything. Loud thudding came from the floor above, followed by an irritable shout. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't stomp around at home. You're disturbing an old lady like me. Don't you know I can't sleep? Her tone suddenly turned hysterical, like a lunatic on the edge. You're all targeting me. Targeting me. Go die, all of you. D. She rushed out the door like a madwoman. The next second, the entire building erupted in a cacophony of firecrackers and terrified screams, as if some kind of dark ritual had just begun. Xia Yan and his sister had just gotten into a taxi when Ruo Lan and her mother arrived at the complex. Her mother glanced around and frowned, saying, Ruo Lan, this neighborhood doesn't look very safe. Ruo Lan let out a soft chuckle. With a man as strong as Xia Yan around, who cares how bad the neighborhood is? This will be our forever home. Her mother beamed with hope. It wasn't for nothing that we borrowed hundreds of thousands. Got you the best Korean reconstruction surgery, plus full Sakura-style makeup. You look stunning now. You're bound to win Xia Yin back. Of course, Xia Yin likes the way I look now. Otherwise, why would he have been so obsessed with me before? Chasing me nonstop. I don't know why he's so rough this time, but one thing's clear. He's gotten powerful. Really powerful. If I can make him fall for me again, we can use his power however we want. Controlling everything like gods. He even robbed the mighty Sure Army family. Huh. That's my boyfriend for you. All I have to do is show up, give him a little tease, and he'll be all over me again. Look at Xia Yan. Where's he going? Ruo Lan's mother's eyes lit up. Follow him. That man's a treasure now. We can't let some cheap vixen steal him away. Ruo Lan and her mother tailed him all the way to the Jade City Zoo. The zoo entrance was packed with people. A furious man shouted, My son's hat got torn, and his face was almost scratched. And you're telling me this was an accident? Apologies, sir, said a staff member. Our animals are usually very gentle. We don't know what got into them today. Are the animals acting up because of the coming apocalypse too? Xia Yun asked. Brother, you've explained a lot to me already. I think I'm starting to understand. The end is near. Humans may soon turn into zombie-like monsters, she murmured. I survived that once and awakened powers. And you, brother, you must have awakened early by chance. That's why you can foresee things now. Yes, that's right, Xia Yin thought to himself. His past life's tragedy was something he'd rather not let Xia Yin know. Otherwise, she'd be heartbroken for a long time. Still, Xia Yin was puzzled. Shouldn't we be hiding somewhere safe right now? Why come to a zoo of all places? Xia Yin looked at her seriously. To survive the apocalypse, you need strength. I may have awakened combat power, but I can't be with you every moment. Xia Yin, you have to grow strong too. Brother, do you really think I can do it? I want to become stronger. I don't want to be a burden to you. The two soon arrived at the turtle enclosure. Ruo Lan and her mother had followed them in as well. Ruo Lan frowned, clearly confused. Why would Xia Yin and that girl come to a zoo? Her mother nudged her. Go catch up. Make it look like a coincidence and charm him. What she didn't notice was that she was standing right in the middle of the alpaca territory. As Xia Yin and Xia Yin stepped into the turtle area, a teasing voice suddenly rang out. Warden, there's something unusual here. I can already smell it, said Daji, appearing out of nowhere. The black bear chimed in lazily. Ugh, I hate dealing with creatures like this. Stinky, stubborn, and somehow still alive after all these years. Xia Yin parted the leaves, and his eyes lit up. Found it. Lying on a massive boulder was an old turtle. It looked like nothing more than a harmless little thing. Daji and the black bear spoke in unison. 1,000-year-old turtle. Xiaoyan gave a slight nod. This guy's been here since the zoo was first built. It's lived over a century already. They even gave it a name, Nan Nan. This turtle was famous even in the last life. A god once tried to pass through its territory, but the old turtle refused to budge and even bit the god. They fought for days, and still, the god couldn't crack its shell. After hearing the turtle's story, Xia Yin had a thought. If he could get this creature to protect Xia Yun, it would be absolutely foolproof. He bowed respectfully. Senior Turtle. The old turtle squinted lazily, clearly unimpressed. Seeing that attitude, Xia Yan's eyes lit up with a cold, ghostly flame. I'm getting hungry after all this walking. Maybe a nice bowl of turtle soup would hit the spot. The turtle froze, startled. Its tone immediately shifted. Why are humans always in such a rush? Back in the day, people at least knew to visit 3 times to show sincerity. Kid, you've come asking for help. Fine, but now you're threatening me. Xia Yan didn't waste words. The apocalypse is coming. We don't have time for formalities. Senior, I'm Xia Yan. This is my sister, Xia Yan. The old turtle's face turned a bit red. If it weren't for my gluttony back then, and the kind zookeeper who found me bloated and helpless in the wild, I wouldn't have ended up here. That whole Nan name thing, total accident. It's been a few centuries already, but compared to my 3,000-year lifespan, that's just a blink. Upon hearing that, the black bear and Daji instantly started drooling. A 3,000-year-old turtle, so close to becoming a Xuanwu. If we eat its core, we could live 100 more years. Xia Yan shot them a look. Are you serious right now? Senior Turtle, I'm asking you to protect Xia Yun. Name your price, whatever it is, I'll meet it. All things are restless today, and the blood moon hangs in the sky. When the apocalypse descends, even us turtles will not be spared. As for the little turtles in this pond, I can temporarily house them inside the demon's ceiling tower. We'll excavate the pond and raise them in the realm of no boundaries. The words demon's ceiling tower instantly caught the old turtle's attention. That name, it had heard before. A prison of unspeakable evil, rumored to hold thunderous, soul-forging power within. It suddenly recalled something an immortal once told it. When the black tortoise ascends, it must be at the site of thunderous calamity. So that's it, the old turtle muttered. All this time, the reason I came here a century ago, it was fate drawing me in. Suddenly, its massive body began to expand. Its tone turned imposing. You, a mere brat, claim to control the demon ceiling prison? The apocalypse is terrifying, yes. But if you stray even once, your power may bring ruin 10 times worse than the gods of doomsday. If you cannot bear the weight of my 3,000-year lifespan, then why should I help you? In the next instant, the turtle's enormous shell came crashing down towards Xia Yan. Without hesitation, Xia Yan raised both hands to catch it. The ground split instantly. Cracks ripped outward like lightning bolts as deafening booms echoed through the enclosure. Even Ruo Lan and her mother felt the tremors from afar. Alarmed, they rushed toward the source of the commotion. Just then, Ruo Lan's wig flew off and got snatched in the mouth of a nearby alpaca. Fuming, she clenched her fists and swung her purse at it. You filthy animal, give me back my wig. The next second, a thick glob of green alpaca spit landed right on her face. A group of alpacas went full assault mode, spraying both mother and daughter with sticky saliva. They screamed in disgust. What the hell is this? Gross. I'm gonna kill these things. Her mother grabbed the wig and snapped. Forget it. Finding Xia Yin is more important. Something's happening near the turtle enclosure. Xia Yin must be there. The two rushed to the turtle zone, only to be hit with an overwhelming stench and no sign of Xia Yin. Crunch. The older woman stepped on a turtle egg. Green goo oozed onto the bottom of her shoe. Disgusted, she wiped it off by grinding her foot against the turtle's shell. This damn turtle is finally good for something. Shoe cleaner. What they didn't notice was that the turtle's eyes had turned a glowing red. Just pull back this leaf, and I'll see Xia Yin, Ruo Lan thought smugly. Looking as delicate and irresistible as I do, he's bound to fall for me again. She dramatically flung the leaves aside, only to find herself face to face with an absolutely furious giant turtle. It lunged and sank its jaws right into her hand. Fun fact, a turtle's teeth may be small, but they're razor sharp with an insane bite force. Once it clamps down, the pain is intense, and it's almost impossible to break free. Ruo Lan let out a piercing scream, but in the next instant, she slapped her hand over her mouth. She couldn't scream. Xia Yin might see her like this. Her ugly side must stay hidden. Suddenly, her mother shrieked even louder. Two turtles had latched onto her legs at the same time. Ruo Lan stood there, completely stunned. Now, both mother and daughter were enjoying the same special treatment. It hurts. It hurts so bad. Let go of me. Wah! Xia Yin, save me. The very next second, Ruo Lan stumbled and fell headfirst into the pond. Ugh, what is this smell? What kind of disgusting water is this? Little did she know, Xia Yin was having his own nightmare. The old turtle's weight had pinned him down completely. The black bear's voice rang out excitedly. Warden, let me out. I'll smash that old turtle in one slap. Then we split the meat. Quiet, Xia Yin growled through clenched teeth. His body was at its limit. Smack! His knee hit the ground. He was trembling all over. The old turtle chuckled coldly. If you can't do it, give up. Life and death follow their own order. In the face of the apocalypse, what power do you really have? The old turtle spoke in a low, coaxing voice. Why not entrust the demon ceiling tower to me? I can guarantee a peaceful life for you and your loved ones. Even if the world ends, none of it will touch you. What a clever little scheme. But something as vicious as the demon ceiling tower. Could an old turtle really bear its weight? Xia Yin felt his mind waver. Was he truly strong enough to carry this burden? Inside the tower, his uncertainty rippled out. The black bear clutched his head, dizzy and disoriented. Ugh, I feel like giving up. Daji slumped down as well, completely unmotivated. I don't want to do anything. Xia Yin took a deep breath and said coldly, Is that so, old turtle? You've lived a long time. Have you ever heard this saying? If you don't move forward, you fall behind. If you don't fight to live, you die. With those words, power erupted from his body. Xia Yin forced himself back to his feet. And then, boom! As if the demon ceiling tower itself got pissed off, an invisible force burst out, flinging the old turtle through the air and slamming it hard into the ground. What? The turtle gasped. He broke free of the Brahma suppression. Xia Yin smirked and pulled out the binding rope of immortals. Save your tricks. I'm done playing. Whoosh! The rope coiled instantly around the turtle's neck, tightening like a noose. The black bear growled furiously. Warden, that damn thing tried to take over the tower. Kill it. No wonder it's this close to becoming a Xuanwu. It almost got us. Good thing your willpower is solid, Warden. Xia Yin summoned his flaming greatsword and brought it crashing down on the turtle's head. Submit or die. The turtle burst into tears. Too scary, way too scary. Xia Yin grinned wickedly. Can't break you? Then I'll just keep going. Nan was starting to get dizzy from the hits. Stop! Stop already! Come on, I was using my family's ancestral Mount Tai technique to stimulate your bone restructuring. And this is how you treat an old man? Beating and smashing me like that. Young lady, quick! Stop your brother. This is animal abuse. Xia Yin paused for a second. Bone restructuring? He clenched his fist. His ability had clearly improved, and his strength felt significantly greater. Just then, Xia Yin spoke softly. Brother, maybe let Grandpa Turtle go. I don't think he really meant any harm. Xia Yin finally took the hint. The flames around his body gradually faded. Nan chuckled. Even with rage burning through you, you managed to keep a sliver of reason. Not bad at all. With a poof, he shrank down into palm size and nestled into Xia Yun's hand. Little girl, don't call me Grandpa Turtle. It sounds too distant. Just call me Nan. You've got a gift for sensing malice. Not bad, kid. With me watching over you, you'll be just fine. Xia Yin smiled sweetly. Thank you, Nan. You can call me Xiaoyan. In just a few minutes, Xiaoyan and Nan were already chatting like best friends. Meanwhile, the black bear was weeping in the corner. So, no turtle soup for us. Though the old turtle had submitted, Xia Yin wasn't about to fully trust it just yet. He needed a safety measure. There was no way he'd leave Xiaoyan alone with a monster he couldn't fully control. He glanced at Nan Nan and said coldly, "You know what to do, right?" "Of course, Warden. I was totally joking earlier. Just a joke." The Demon Ceiling Tower is an ancient artifact of terror. Only someone with immense luck can control it. How could I ever dare covet such a thing? As soon as he finished, his soul flew directly into Xia Yan's copper badge. From this moment, my soul is imprisoned. I am at your service, Warden. Xia Yan's tone sharpened. You'll guard Xiaoyan with your true form. If you betray her, soul-crushing lightning will rain down. Finally, Xia Yan relaxed. With that, Xiaoyan's safety was secured. Now then, my next step? Before he could finish, a thunderous boom shook the area. Thick clouds of dust exploded in the distance. Xia Yan leapt up and stared ahead in disbelief. A tiger was charging at them, leading a whole stampede of animals. Xia Yan actually grinned. Perfect. Looks like these ones haven't been corrupted yet. I'll just collect them all into the tower. He started with the turtles in the pond. One by one, a golden light shimmered over each of their bodies. Nan Nan beamed with a goofy smile. Thanks, Warden. The turtle business is officially handled. Xiaoyan turned to his sister and said gently, Xiaoyan, I'll take you somewhere safe. With that, he wrapped an arm around her and leapt into the treetops, soaring effortlessly between the branches. It was Xiaoyan's first time experiencing this kind of flying. It felt like she was gliding through clouds, and she couldn't help but gasp with delight. Unfortunately, the scene was spotted by Ruo Lan down below. She immediately screamed, Xiaoyan, Xiaoyan, it's me. I'm your favorite girlfriend, Ruo Lan. Why are you ignoring me? Come on, Xiaoyan, stop being so stubborn. I know you've always liked me. You're just too proud to admit it and make up with me. I mean, I'm this beautiful, right? And look, I came to find you. I'm just that perfect. Yeah, her mother chimed in. Our Ruo Lan has always loved you. Remember when you said you wanted to propose? I didn't give you a clear answer, but deep down I already approved. That's just a mother-in-law checking out her son-in-law. The more I see you, the more I like you. I even forgive you for being so rough before. You must be thrilled, right? Xiaoyan stared at the mother-daughter duo, completely dumbfounded. These two were absolutely insane. Behind him, the shouting continued. Don't leave. Xiaoyan, Xiaoyan, come back. You love me, don't you? I'm this beautiful, and you still treat me like this? What? Classic Ruo Lan, never once stopping to consider that the problem might be her. What she and her mother didn't realize was that they were now completely surrounded. Dozens of animals glared at them with glowing red eyes, like they were eyeing a delicious meal. In the next instant, a pack of wolves lunged toward them. Ruo Lan screamed, What are you doing? Get away from me. I'm the most beautiful woman. I'm going to be a queen. All men should kneel at my feet. Meanwhile, the entire zoo echoed with beastly roars. Xiaoyan walked calmly through the chaos, collecting animals as he went. If he set his eyes on one, it had no chance of escaping. After a while, he figured he had enough, one or two of each kind. It was time to find a place to rest. That's when he noticed the zoo's management office. The lights were still on, but it looked like everyone had already fled. The zoo was located deep in the outskirts, with a mountain on one side. For now, aside from the wild beasts, it was unlikely any human threats would show up. Xiaoyan decided to let Xiaoyan stay there temporarily. Xiaoyan, ever thoughtful, nodded quickly. Brother, this place is fine. I'll stay here for now. You have more important things to do. Go, I'll be fine. Xiaoyan gently patted her head. Are you scared to be alone? She smiled. I'm not alone. Nanan's with me, and you're always protecting me. Aren't you? The apocalypse is here. It's time I start learning to be strong too. And I already talked to Nanan. It's going to teach me how to train my abilities. One day, I'll be able to help you too, brother. Xiaoyan smiled, deeply comforted. That's my sister. He turned to Nanan. Senior Turtle. Nanan nodded knowingly. No need to be so formal, Warden. I know exactly what needs to be done. Its eyes glowed with golden light, and in an instant, a powerful energy shield enveloped the entire management office. Outside, a swarm of wild beasts had already gathered. Every single one had bloodshot eyes, staring hungrily toward the building. Some even tried to charge inside, only to be slammed back by the glowing barrier. Even the tiger leading the group let out an unwilling roar before retreating. Seeing this, Xiaoyan finally relaxed. He had made the right call, trusting Nanan. Now, he could focus on his mission. He opened the window and leapt out. Behind him, Xiaoyan called out, "Brother, please be careful. I'll be waiting for you." Xiaoyan sprinted forward at high speed, darting across rooftops and crashing through alleyways. Everywhere he passed, chaos. Car wrecks, overturned buses, panic in the streets. The apocalypse had arrived. People were fleeing in blind terror. The scenes were brutal. Screams echoed, fires burned, and some streets were already crawling with the undead. Even with memories from his previous life, Xiaoyan couldn't stop the cold sweat dripping down his back. A blood-red moon hung high in the sky, thunder and lightning crackling across the clouds. Xiaoyan picked up speed. Time was running out. He had to reach that place before it was too late. The city was in total chaos. Fires blazed everywhere. Cries for help echoed from every direction. "There are monsters! Mom! Where's my mom?" Some people were hugging each other tightly. Even couples of the same gender, desperate and terrified. In many of those cases, one of them was already turning into a zombie. Even worse were the horrifying scenes of zombies devouring the living. Flesh torn apart, screams filling the air. It was hell on earth. Strangely enough, the local news channel was still broadcasting. This just in, a massive traffic accident has occurred downtown. The scene is chaotic. Emergency rooms are overflowing. Initial reports suggest mass food poisoning. Symptoms include purple skin, bloodshot eyes, and persistent high fever. The National Health Commission is actively coordinating rescue efforts. Citizens are advised not to leave their homes. Severe weather is expected, heavy rain approaching. Please stock up on food, clean water, and essential medicine. Believe in the strength of our nation. Together, we will get through this crisis. At that moment, Xiaoyan's teacher was still half asleep, staring out the window with a dazed expression. What the heck is going on out there? Why does it feel like the end of the world? But the very next second, her eyes went wide in horror. Zombies, those are actual zombies. I just saw them eating someone. Panicking, she opened her phone and scrolled through the comment section, hoping it was just a prank. The first comment read, "Nice cosplay." Moving on. But the second one hit hard. "No, it's real. I saw it too." Then a verified photographer posted a long message confirming everything, with pictures for proof. The attached photo showed a massive dark figure looming under the blood moon, towering even above the skyscrapers. The pressure it radiated was overwhelming. Xiaoyan's teacher felt her panic rising. She touched her forehead. "Weird, am I running a fever?" Looking down, she saw her fingers trembling. That really freaked her out. Her vision began to blur. "What? Am I getting sick? I need to take something. Medicine now." She fumbled through her drawer and pulled out 2 boxes of Shanqingdan. She hadn't really understood what Xiaoyan was rambling about when he told her to buy it, but she'd stocked up anyway, just in case. Gritting her teeth through the pain, she popped open the pills and swallowed them. Almost instantly, her body began to shake violently. A few seconds later, she collapsed onto the bed. Meanwhile, Xiaoyan stood atop a high-rise building, overlooking the chaos below. He hadn't expected to arrive a full hour ahead of schedule. It was now 5 p.m. In his previous life, a major god descended upon Jade City at exactly midnight. But starting from 6 p.m., smaller deities had begun appearing across the city. If his memory served him right, the first lesser god showed up right here, on top of the Emperor Tower. The moment it arrived, several nearby buildings collapsed from the sheer pressure. That was the true turning point, when the city plunged into panic. If he could kill that thing before it appeared, not only would he gain a massive amount of soul energy, he might even break through to the next stage. That would take his power to a whole new level. With that in mind, Xiaoyan decided to lie in wait. No point wasting time. Might as well cultivate while he could. The fire lotus bloomed quietly in front of him. Sitting cross-legged like a meditating monk, he poured massive amounts of spiritual energy into the flame. Time passed until his left eye snapped open third-tier ability maxed out. Xia Yin burst into laughter. Huh, what a pleasant surprise. Even his Red Lotus Flame had undergone a strange new mutation. You have to test it out later. According to his stat panel, both his soul, energy, and ability were now sitting at a solid 100% in Tier 3. Xia Yin hadn't expected the combination of ability stones and that bone restructuring session with the old turtle to bring him such a huge upgrade. Now, all that's left is to wait for that thing to show up. A spark of anticipation flickered in Xia Yan's eyes. I'm actually looking forward to it. He could already see the faint silhouette of a monstrous figure forming in the sky. Suddenly, the rooftop door behind him was kicked open with a loud bang. Hey, you over there. Who gave you permission to be up here? A security guard shouted. This is private property. Emperor Tower isn't someplace just anyone can wander into. Kick him out. A group of bodyguards charged at him without hesitation. Manager, the elevators and stairwells are all locked. How the hell did he even get up here? The man in the suit didn't answer. Instead, he spun around and punched the guard in the chest. Don't give me excuses. Half the staff called in sick today, and now you're slacking too? You're losing this month's paycheck. And despite getting punched and docked, the guard still had to apologize to the manager. Low-level people like this were only good for taking orders and staying quiet. He seemed to have forgotten that this was a modern society. Employees were hired workers, not slaves. Xia Yin didn't even spare them a glance. His gaze stayed locked on the sky. Then suddenly, a bolt of lightning tore through the crimson clouds above. Along with it came a thunderous heartbeat, loud enough to echo in everyone's ears. What? What is that? Am I hallucinating? It wasn't lightning. The sky itself was being ripped open. A massive hand pushed through the gap, trying to widen the tear, trying to crawl out from inside. A deafening roar ripped through the heavens. The beast stepped fully into the world. A towering minotaur-like creature, half human, half beast. With twin battle axes in hand, it leapt from the rift and landed squarely on the rooftop with a thunderous crash. The monster let out an earth-shaking roar. It was a soldier-class demon god, the Bull Fiend. The man in the suit dropped to the ground, his arrogance completely wiped out. As the bull charged at him, he collapsed onto the floor, a sharp stench of urine wafting out from beneath him. W, what are you looking at? Help me. Do you want to get fired? He didn't get to finish that sentence. With a swipe of its hand like a blade, the bull demon cleaved him in half. He died without even realizing how real the nightmare had become. The bodyguard were trembling uncontrollably, then bolted in all directions like terrified rats. But the bull fiend was just getting warmed up. There's no escape now, it bellowed, charging after them like a beast unleashed. Haha, so many little bugs to crush beneath my hooves. It laughed maniacally as it stomped towards Xia Yin. Boom! The rooftop trembled violently as its hoof came crashing down, sending dust and debris flying. But in the very next moment, it froze in shock and no matter how hard pressed, its hoof wouldn't move any farther. It hadn't even touched the rooftop yet. A calm voice rang out from below. That's it? You thought this would crush me. Xia Yin was holding the bull's hoof up with one hand, completely unfazed. Then he summoned a blazing greatsword, flames dancing across its edge. With a wicked grin, he said, Perfect. You'll be my warm-up. The bull fiend froze in disbelief. Why you? You can understand me. It was genuinely shocked. Xia Yin swung his flaming greatsword. Countless blades of energy shot out, slicing the demon beast dozens of times in an instant. Blue blood splattered everywhere as the bull crashed heavily to the ground. With a single leap, Xia Yin soared into the air like a hawk diving for prey. He was clearly about to perform some extreme surgery, and there was no way he'd pass up a chance to beat a downed enemy. As he landed, gasps erupted from a nearby rooftop. Holy crap. What is he doing? This guy's insane. Could he actually kill that monster? The bull fiend was on the verge of a breakdown. It had come expecting to slaughter humans like ants, never imagining it would be the one getting wrecked. With a furious roar, it shouted, Just scratches. That's all they were. I'll enjoy tearing you apart, little man. The beast lunged with terrifying speed, but Xia Yin slid aside like a ghost, effortlessly dodging the blow. And with the same motion, he slashed back. The bull's twisted face made it clear that hit hurt. Xia Yin grinned wickedly. Chopping off one leg made you excited? What? Got extra limbs to spare. Let's try taking an arm then. Using the severed leg as a springboard, he rocketed toward the bull demon's head. The beast roared again, fury blazing in its eyes. Xia Yin landed right on its horn, perfectly balanced like he owned the place. Then, with a snap of his fingers, flames ignited in the bull's eyes. A split second later, boom! Its eyeballs exploded in a burst of fire. The beast howled in pain as Xia Yin raised his flaming greatsword high. He struck down hard. A massive blue geyser of blood sprayed as one of the demon's arms flew off like it quit the job. "You bastard! What did you do to me?" Xia Yin twirled his sword with one hand like a street performer. "Relax a bit. You still have 5 legs and 1 arm left, don't you?" No one would have believed it. This mortal, the first man to slay a god, had used 108 different forms of torture, yet the bull fiend refused to yield. Staring at the butchered mess, Xia Yin scoffed. "Huh, weaker than I thought. But hey, this is just the first one." He exhaled slowly, the grin fading. The gods yet to come would only be stronger. There was no room for arrogance. Slamming a palm on the bull's head, he growled, "Spit out your soul, energy, and end this quick. Or would you rather get abused some more?" The bull fiend snarled with pride. "Kill me if you must, but I will not be humiliated." Before it could finish, Xia Yin summoned the demon ceiling tower with a smirk. From within the tower came a chorus of eerie howls. The bull demon broke out in a cold sweat, utterly terrified. It actually got scared to death on the spot. Even Xia Yin was caught off guard. "What the hell? That weak? You're supposed to be a god, and I tortured you for half a day without breaking you. One glance at the demon-suppressing tower, and you're scared out of your soul." Still, the outcome wasn't bad. His soul power had reached 5% of Tier 3. His control over fire had also become noticeably more fluid. It was past 7 p.m. now. Xia Yin stood up. He remembered several upcoming god-descending zones, though only in rough directions. He'd have to play it by ear. Seeing him about to leave, a few survivors rushed over. "Sir, you're amazing. You actually killed that monster. We were wrong to offend you earlier. What the hell is going on out there?" "The apocalypse has begun. Survive if you can," Xia Yin replied. "Wait, please take us with you." "Sir!" Before they could say another word, Xia Yin had already leapt off the rooftop. Left behind, the group was dumbfounded. Now what do we do? At that moment, one man was struggling with all his might to drag the bull demon's massive axe. Another burst out laughing. "This thing's worth a fortune. A real monster-used weapon. We've struck gold. Ha, we're rich." But in the next instant, something strange happened. The axe that was too heavy to move just moments ago was now being swung with ease in the man's hands. "What's going on?" "He's gone crazy," someone shouted. "That monster's body melted into blue blood. Don't let it touch you. You better go wash that off now." But before they could leave, the man who had touched the axe started to change. Strange guttural noises gurgled from his throat. His facial features twisted grotesquely. Then his eyes lit up with fire as he lunged at his colleague. "Run! He's lost it!" The rooftop exploded into chaos. Screams rang out. "Help! He's killing people!" Meanwhile, in the underground bunker beneath the Song family villa, "Master, bad news. Someone else has a fever." Song Tian barely reacted, still inspecting antiques with a magnifying glass. "Put them in isolation. Do I have to teach you everything?" "But sir, it's young Master Shijun who's burning up." "Shijun?" Song Tian's expression shifted instantly. He bolted from the room, only to be greeted by agonized wails echoing from the halls. Through the quarantine room window, he saw Song Shijun trembling violently. "Dad, help me." The boy's body was swelling, his veins flushed with blood. Song Tian panicked. He sprinted toward his son's room like a man possessed. "Where's the medicine? The one that can cure this disease? Haven't you found it yet?" It was clear he was truly scared now. Another family member took 2 of his own Shangqing pills. The fever eased slightly, but didn't subside completely. "What are you waiting for? Hand them over." Song Tian immediately tossed 2 boxes of shanching pills into the room. Son, take them, hurry. Song Shijun crawled toward the medicine like a wounded dog, trembling as he stuffed a handful into his mouth. Song Tian stood outside the door, anxiously pacing. Moments later, a voice came from inside. Ah, I feel so much better. Song Tian was overjoyed. He hadn't expected the medicine to work so well. Quick, find more shanching pills. As many as you can. But his subordinates looked troubled. We can't. All the Song family's stash only adds up to 3 boxes. Song Tian exploded in rage. Just 3? Didn't I tell you long ago to stockpile them? The aura of a true boss radiated from him. Then go rob them. Smash drugstores if you have to. We have guns. We have bullets. But sir, all the shanching pills in the market have already been swept up by someone named Xia Yan. Xia Yan. That's Xia Yan. He already scammed us out of a fortune. And now he's hoarded all the medicine. Yes, it's him. The city is in chaos right now. Our usual underground networks are useless. What should we do now, Master Song? Song Tian was so furious he nearly passed out. Outrageous, utterly outrageous. That man even has powers on his side. How do we compete with that? Is a mighty Song family really going to fall like this? Just then, Song Shijun's room door suddenly burst open, making Song Tian jump in shock. At that moment, Song Shijun stood tall, his body engulfed in a swirling purple aura. His muscles bulged with terrifying power. He raised his right fist, channeling the purple energy into it, and shouted, "Ah, this feels amazing, like every ounce of discomfort is being burned away." Then, with a loud roar, he slammed his fist into the wall. Boom! The wall exploded into rubble, leaving behind a giant hole. Song Tian's expression shifted. Shijun, could it be? Haha, Dad, I'm cured. And not just that, I've awakened an ability. This is what power feels like. Song Tian picked up one of the shanching pills, eyes full of disbelief. To think this pill could have such a miraculous effect. Eat it while infected, and you might gain abilities? Good. Excellent. Give them to the ones with milder symptoms first. Observe. Wait for signs of awakening. With 3 boxes, we should be able to produce at least 3 ability users. The more he thought about it, the more excited he became. Gather everyone. We're going to raid Xia Yan's stash. Take back every last pill he hoarded. Once the Song family controls the life and death of all ability users, who would dare stop us from becoming kings? Scene cut, back at Ms. Bai's home. She had just woken up. Still a little dizzy, she rubbed her forehead. I can't believe it actually worked. The symptoms she'd been suffering from earlier, fever, fatigue, nausea, had all but disappeared. Then something strange happened. Ms. Bai realized she could actually see the shanching pills through the bag. She blinked and rubbed her eyes, thinking it was just a hallucination. But the image remained crystal clear. Suddenly, someone began banging frantically on the door. Sister Bai, it's me. Open the door. Please help me. Startled, Ms. Bai quickly stuffed the pills into her pants pocket. Exina, what's going on? She opened the door, just a crack, and the panicked girl outside immediately cried out. You don't know yet? Zombies. There's zombies. Several people in our building have already turned. They're killing everyone. Anyone bitten becomes one of them too. My entire floor is gone. Please, help me, I'm begging you. Zed zombies. Ms. Bai rushed to unhook the door chain, but it jammed. No matter how hard she pulled, it wouldn't budge. Grotesque snarls echoed through the hallway. The girl nearly wet herself in fear. Hurry, open the door, Sister Bai. Please. The undead were just meters away. Don't be afraid, Exiner. Hang on. The moment the zombie's claws were about to catch her, click, the door finally gave way. It's open. Get in. The girl dashed inside like her life depended on it. But then, Ms. Bai's eyes widened in horror. Oh no, 3 jagged claw marks ran down the girl's back. There was no mistaking it. She'd already been attacked by a zombie. Right after Ms. Bai dragged the girl into her home, she was horrified to notice the marks. Exiner had already been infected. Exiner, you're hurt. The girl smiled eerily. So you finally noticed. But you just said anyone bitten by a zombie will. She couldn't even finish the sentence. Terrified, she slapped her own mouth shut. Exiner's face contorted into a grotesque, monstrous grin. I won't turn, I swear. As long as I take the Shanqing pill, I'll be saved. That's what everyone online says. Bye, Jijia. Do you have any left? Ms. Bai backed away, trembling. But before she could react, a zombie's hand reached in through the doorway. Then another and another. Dozens of them. He looks like I'm out of time. What the girl did next was beyond anyone's imagination. She shoved Ms. Bai straight toward the undead. Then do me one last favor, my kind, beautiful sister. Buy me a few more seconds. She slammed the door shut without a second thought. Ms. Bai was stunned, pounding on the door in panic. Exiner, what are you doing? Open the door. Open it. From the other side, Exiner let out a wicked chuckle as her face twisted again. By Shireen, you know how much I hate you? Why is your family richer than mine? Why do you get to help a bumpkin like me? Thanks for paying my tuition, feeding me, clothing me, even finding me a job, and treating me like your little sister. But do you know how much I resented it? I just wanted a designer bag like other girls. And you scolded me like I was trash. Ms. Bai stood frozen, heartbroken. She had never imagined the girl she treated like family would harbor such venom. Why? Why do you think that way? I only ever tried to help you. Was I wrong to care? Heh, of course you should help me. Besides, didn't you get your emotional payoff from playing the selfless saint? Go die, you pathetic bitch. Ha 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 ha. Then came the horrifying sound of zombies feasting outside the door, wet, guttural, bone-crunching noises. He getting eaten piece by piece? You're lucky I gave you such a treat. I hope the zombies leave a few chunks of you behind, just so I can stomp on them and finally feel better. It was clear now. This girl's mind had completely twisted, but karma came fast. The zombie virus began spreading through her body. Staring at her reflection, she saw purple energy curling up her back. No, no, no. I have to find a Shanqing pill fast. Otherwise, I'll turn into one of those things. Where's the medicine box? Where is it? Suddenly, she spotted a box of Shanqing pills sitting on the table. A surge of hope lit up her face. Yes, I'm saved. I can still survive this. She nearly burst into laughter, only to go pale in the next second. It was empty. What? The pills are gone. Did that bitch use them all? But then she spotted the receipt nearby. According to it, Shireen had bought several boxes. Perfect. There must be more hidden somewhere. I will survive. I will. She tore through the room like a madwoman, flipping boxes, scattering clothes, ripping drawers from their tracks. But in the end, she found nothing, absolutely nothing. Collapsing to the floor, she screamed in frustration. Why? Why the hell can't I find them? She looked down and saw her thumb had turned a sickly purple. Panic overwhelmed her. She grabbed her head and started screaming. Just then, her phone started ringing. She froze. The ringtone, it was that ringtone, the one she'd set for by Shireen. What the hell? That wasn't possible. She looked at the screen, eyes wide. Sure enough, the name flashing there was by Shireen. And it was a video call. She tapped to answer, and there on the screen was by Shireen, alive and well, staring back with a cold expression. Meanwhile, Exiner's face had already begun to mutate from the zombie infection. You're still alive? How is that even possible? By Shireen raised a clear bag into view. Inside were several boxes of Shanqing pills. You were looking for these, weren't you? Exiner's eyes bulged as if she could crawl into the screen. Yes. Yes. Shanqing pills. You have all of them. For the first time, By Shireen grinned, but it wasn't friendly. You want this? She asked with a sneer. Exine choked on her own panic before switching to a pitiful tone, her eyes glistening. By Jia, I was bitten. I'm so scared. My head, it's not working right now. Where are you? I'll come to you, okay? You'll give me the pills, right? You always said you cared about people like me. If you're still mad, I'll kneel. I'll kneel right now. You're such a kind person. Please, just forgive me this once. In her twisted mind, she believed By Shireen would cave. Play the victim hard enough, get the pills, survive. Then finish her off later. A classic case of a pitiful girl, who was also thoroughly detestable. By Shireen was, after all, a teacher. When it came to protecting herself, she wasn't clueless. She'd already seen through Exiner's ugly performance. Drop the act. You're disgusting now. Sister, you think I'd fall for it again? Exiner's expression twisted. You, Exine, I'm disappointed, by Shireen said calmly. I always thought you just needed time to grow up, that your childishness came from lack of proper education. That's why I supported you, treated you like my own sister. But I never expected you to repay me with a betrayal like this. She sat alone at a stairwell landing. All around, zombie growls echoed through the building. The apocalypse had arrived. How many others, like Exiner, would rip off their mask of virtue and reveal a soul uglier than any flesh-eating monster? Baijia, please help me. I was wrong. Exiner was still begging, still trying to fool her. I'm not a saint, Bai Shireen said coldly. Go to hell and repent there. She hung up. Exiner's screams came through right before the line disconnected. No, I don't want to die. Bai Shireen, you bitch. I'll haunt you even in death. Then came the last, blood-curdling scream. Maybe she never realized. If she hadn't been so cruel, she might have survived. She brought her own end. But Bai Shireen didn't feel guilty. In the apocalypse, mercy was a luxury that got you killed. Suddenly, a zombie spotted her, drawn by the sound of her recent call. But she was ready. A wave of blue light enveloped her, and the zombie instantly went blind to her presence, flailing aimlessly. Bai Shireen took the chance and darted downstairs. She remembered the moment Exeter shoved her into the hallway. She thought she was done for. But in her panic, her ability activated on its own. Even the zombies looked confused. Where did the tasty human go? Vanished into thin air. Bai Shireen was stunned herself. What? Did I just turn invisible? Taking advantage of her power, she sprinted away from the danger, breathless, heart pounding, legs nearly giving out. Although Bai Shireen didn't know why her body could turn invisible and avoid the zombie's sight, she could clearly feel the energy inside her rapidly depleting. She knew she couldn't keep this state up forever. It had to be saved for a real emergency. She ran. And finally, she made it out of the building alive. Her energy was nearly drained. Thankfully, the residential complex seemed clear of zombies for now. She found shelter under a large tree and collapsed there, gasping for breath. Her invisibility wore off. Leaning against the trunk, she didn't dare move a muscle. The roars of the undead echoed from every building around her. As a young and beautiful woman, she now felt nothing but fear and helplessness. What was she supposed to do next? Just then, she heard someone calling her name. Bai Shireen looked up. It was Grandpa Liu and Sister Wang, the pregnant neighbor. She ran toward them. Are you okay? Don't worry, we're not infected, Grandpa Liu whispered. We were walking in the neighborhood and saw messages about the outbreak in the residents' group chat. So we hid. Residents' group chat? Bai Shireen blinked. She'd completely ignored it until now. She opened her phone. Over 999 unread messages. Her eyes widened in shock. People were screaming for help. Many were trapped in their apartments. A man trembled as he sobbed. My mom and dad, I can't reach them. I just started this new job. I never thought I'd run into something like this. The pregnant woman looked pale, her hand cradling her belly. What now? I still have a baby to bring into this world. At this rate, we'll all turn into zombies too. Bai Shireen turned her gaze to the main gate of the neighborhood. Beyond it lay the rest of the city. Had it already fallen? Watch out. Zombie behind you. The blood-covered woman banged furiously on the gate. I want to go home. Open up. Are you blind or something? Security? I'm filing a complaint. She wasn't fully turned yet. Her obsession was clear. Going home. After all, how many people pour their life savings into buying a home like this? Move it. Grandpa Liu grabbed the pregnant woman and pulled her back quickly. The security guard, meanwhile, stood frozen in place, utterly terrified, nearly wetting himself. Why aren't you opening the gate? I'm an owner, damn it. The woman's roar knocked the security guard to the ground. Owner, seeing his useless reaction, Bai Shireen shouted, Get up. Go grab the stun baton from the security room. The gate had already been smashed in. Snapping back to his senses, the guard bolted toward the security room like a sprinter. Thankfully, the baton was right on the entry table. He snatched it and began smashing the zombie with everything he had. Even as it collapsed, the zombie muttered with its final breath, H home. By Shireen let out a sharp breath. That was way too close. But it wasn't over. There was still another zombie outside the gate. The guard gave her a thumbs up, grateful for her quick command. Suddenly, a deafening boom hit the ground. A hulking zombie with bulging muscles stepped into view. It looked like a gym addict gone undead. Bai Shireen trembled at the sight. She was just a petite schoolteacher, after all. The guard wasn't faring much better. Pale-faced and trembling like a leaf, he could barely hold the baton. Grandpa Lu and the pregnant woman huddled together in a corner, shivering in terror. With the gate now broken, the zombie horde swarmed in. The residential compound became their feeding ground. Bai Shireen sprinted ahead like a pro runner, officially taking the lead. Right behind her was contestant number 2, Grandpa Lu. The pregnant Wang Jie and Grandpa Lu were neck and neck, locked in a fierce shuffle. Bringing up the rear, no surprise, was our poor security guard, huffing like a dying dog. The camera cut to the zombie horde. Bai Shireen was puzzled. Wait, what's going on? Weren't they bloodthirsty just a second ago? Why did they stop chasing us? The answer came quickly and horrifyingly. They didn't stop chasing. They had surrounded them. We're screwed. Just then, a loud crack echoed through the sky. A rift tore open above them. Humans and zombies alike stopped, eyes drawn to the bizarre sound. From the rift dropped a gigantic spider with a human face that IT smashed into the ground, shattering the pavement. It was hideous, twisted. Horns protruded from its grotesque head. Bai Shireen screamed, blood draining from her face as she'd never seen anything so terrifying. Compared to that monster, she felt microscopic. Pray mine. It's all mine, the monster hissed in a sickening voice. It raised its front legs and began spinning a web. Snap! A thick strand of webbing shot through the air and wrapped around Bai Shireen, trapping her instantly. Then it went for Wang Jie. Help! Let me go! The pregnant woman cried out in terror. The monster screeched with glee. Web after web flew out, cocooning the entire neighborhood. A thought struck Bai Shireen. Wait, is it marking territory? What the hell was this thing? Why did it fall from the sky? And more terrifyingly, were there more up there? She didn't dare think further. A chill ran down her spine.